So I think I'm just going to talk to y'all today. Well, why, Miss Lori? Well, just life in general. Got grandkids. Family comes first. So I thought, well, you know what? They've not seen the garden in a while, and they're really not going to be very happy with Miss Lori when they see it. Because this is probably one of the worst years I've had. And it's just a few things that went wrong.
Waking up, it's gone. It leaves us feeling cold again. Picking up the stones our hands were made to feel. And moments like these, they show us what we've got when we ain't got.
Look at my zinnias, y'all. Oh, man. Makes me so sad. I've been coming out and getting me some cut flowers because they're dying. I'm just not getting enough rain. The well water's just not keeping them alive. But we may get a little bit of rain tomorrow, so maybe, just maybe, they'll make it. And when the weather cools off, maybe they'll come back. They do that a lot in the fall. But they just look pretty sad. Y'all remember what they looked like before? Kind of just breaks my heart. That's my old wash tub. I'm trying to get up here where y'all can see it. I planted a few things in it this year, but not as much as I did last year. So it just kind of hangs out here with my clothesline. And everything else in the kitchen garden's looking about the same. There's some things that's really thriving, like the fig tree, but then my squash plants, not all of them. They've just about had it. I water and water and water every day. But I'm thinking that I need to do some fertilizing too. I'm still getting some cucumbers and squash. In fact, I'm fixing to pick some squash. And I've got some vines that are coming over. Pumpkin vines that are coming over the high tunnel back there. And right back there is that is a cantaloupe that I had no idea, but I did plant some seeds in there. I didn't think they was going to come up, but a couple of them did. And I got a couple of cantaloupes going to make it. Now, it did bloom really well, and it made several cantaloupes, but a lot of them just ended up rotting and not doing too good. But this is kind of a food forest in here because I've got my trees. Under my trees, I have my shrubs. I have my squash, tomatoes, lettuces, and stuff. But a lot of stuff is fixing to be pulled up. I mean, it's pretty much over and done with. And then I'll be replanting it with nothing but kale and spinach and Swiss chard and mustard greens and beets and radishes and carrots and onions So that's how we do it here. We just go from summer garden to fall to winter garden, and we just continue it through winter. We eat a lot of fresh greens in the wintertime. You see that vine, and I can't even tell you what kind of pumpkin or squash that might even be, but it's plumb over to the other side. So these little patio tomatoes have really produced me a lot of tomatoes this year, but they just about had it too. They have just produced and produced, and they're still producing. But I really need to get out here and I need to fertilize, really and truly. My apple tree back here is going to have to be trimmed this fall. It's a young apple tree, hasn't produced yet. But I have also another apple tree on the other side, but it's a miniature apple tree, and this is the first summer that it's went through here. My Thai basil, which I love. Tricolored sage. And right back here is a little curry plant, and it's the culinary one. There's different kinds of curry, and they say some of them you don't cook with, but this one is. And if you just look at it from a distance, it looks kind of like a rosemary plant. I've got another squash plant that's come up in here by just voluntary, so I'm going to let it do its thing because I think it's going to make me a few squash. The cucumber plant is dying back, which is fine. I've got all the cucumbers that I want this summer, but every once in a while I'll come out here and I'll still pick a few, but I'm fixing to pull them all up. Them 10 pumpkin plants back there that I planted, not one of them had a female bloom on it, out of 10 of them. I've got tomatoes just kind of growing and falling and growing and falling, and right now I'm just letting them do whatever. I'm just not worried about it at this point, because when you have 100-degree weather and things are just struggling and struggling and you just try so hard. I'm looking for that bee. I just seen a bee, but I don't know where he went. He's down there somewhere, but I still got tomatoes coming on. And I've got some Thai basil that's blooming that I need to go ahead and harvest. Oh, I still got flowers that are dying and some that are coming back. And right in there is our food forest. And like I said, there's a lot of it fixing to come out and more go in. So it's so funny how them plants, that cantaloupe plant found its way to the side of the high tunnel, and it's just it's gonna make me a couple cantaloupes, you know, so I'm not gonna fight it. And back here, these are dying off. I still got a few squash on here, but I'm fixing to pull all this up, the cucumbers up, and these marigolds are still blooming. Zucchini plant looks awful, but I've gotten a lot of zucchini off of it, and I've got 2 more that I'm going to be harvesting, and then I'm going to pull this plant up. I'm going to clean up this bed. I'm going to amend the soil, and I'm just going to cover it with leaves, and I'm going to put it to bed for the winter time, because I won't be using this bed for anything this winter or fall. Here's one of them that I wanted to get because I don't like them getting very big. Then there's another one right here. So that's 2. And then I'm not seeing really it doing anything much more right now, and I really just want to clean this bed up. So this bed, it had cabbage in it, but it's long gone. So I'll be cleaning it up, putting it to bed too. My grapes there, they're taking off. They haven't produced anything yet, but they will. It's a muscadine vine. You have to give it a few years. There's a squash down in there that I'm going to harvest pretty soon. The poor tomato plant up there is still well, it does have some green tomatoes, and it's even putting off some more branches up at the top. But I'm just going to clean this tomato plant up, fertilize it, water it good, pull these up. I had squash and acorn squash planted below it. So it's just little things like that that's fixing to be done and get ready for fall. What I'm doing is I'm trying to train that muscadine vine to go over that arch. And my little chicken coops back there. So is Miss Lori done with her summer garden? Well, I mean, I've still got sweet potatoes out there that I will probably harvest probably the last of September, somewhere in there. It depends on what the weather's doing then. I don't really see any more squash or pumpkin, whatever that is. I'm not seeing any more, but there could be some more up there. I'm seeing a lot of male plants. We'll see. But I needed to spray my apple tree, my little miniature apple tree, and I didn't get it done. But I am going to trim it back this fall. So, the next time you see the inside of my high tunnel, it'll look a lot different. Look, here's another little cantaloupe. He's just hanging on for dear life. If I can get him bigger and right before wintertime, this one down here is, I think, gonna make it. But I just laughed because they were volunteer, kinda, and you can see I've got it tied up because it's so heavy. There's some little ones. There's another little one right back in there. But they'll never make it, the little tiny ones before. I think I see another zucchini. He ain't gonna be very big though. He's a little bitty dude. Okay, I'll give you another day. I'll come look at you tomorrow. And that, I will, look at there. There's a baby squash bug. So it's time. I don't want to fight them. I've been blessed so far not to fight them little dudes much this summer, so we'll be okay. I never thought I'd say, come look at my ugly garden, but, you know, pretty much what it is right now. This squash plant in here underneath this fig tree, it has produced and produced, but you can see it's on its last leg. And I still have a few squash that it's producing. I'll come get those in a couple days. So I'm gonna let those grow. Go ahead and get them harvested before I pull all that up. And there's my more zinnias. The bee balm, this whole half of this bed was full. Sorry, not bee balm, lemon balm. The whole thing just full, and it was this tall. And I harvested it a while back. I cut it plumb to to the very bottom, and it's starting to come back. But you see all that? That's just weeds. And I've got to get in here and get it cleaned up. Get everything kind of trimmed back and get that bed ready back there for carrots and greens and all kinds of stuff. I got some little tomatoes need to be picked. But yeah, that's my ugly garden for right now. Even my flowers, there's not even any pretty flowers right now blooming. This right here, this bed's always full of something blooming, but it's not doing it right now. But that's the way it goes sometimes. But I'm really sad about my zinnias. This bed right here, right out there, that's fixing to come up. I don't even know why I put it there, but I did. And I'm fixing to get that squash. I see a squash that can be harvested, and I'm fixing to pull all that up. There's not much dirt in it right now. It's settled that much. I'm going to get the dirt out, and I'm going to move that bed. I don't like it there. I'm thinking about putting I've got an outdoor table that I'm going to put out here. So, yeah. And you know what's funny? When fall starts coming on, this garden here that's got perennials, it's got herbs and medicinal herbs and stuff, it'll try to start to come back again. But it struggles in this Arkansas heat wave, I can tell you, up on this hill. This poor thing is a Rose of Sharon plant, and I want you to know it did bloom a couple times, but it's struggling. It's needing some really pure rain. So, anyways, yeah, this is coming up. I'm going to move it, but I'm going to get this squash right here. And then my ornamental grass and just different little things that have struggled all summer. But I'm fixing to get over here, and I'm going to water my zinnias in these water troughs really well. It's not going to perk them back up like rain would, but it's going to keep them from maybe completely dying off. Are y'all having trouble like this? You know, it seems like 2 weeks ago I was showing y'all how beautiful everything was, but you're never promised everything to be. I mean, if you just look at it, it looks lush and green, but it is struggling, and it's just time, getting time for a fall garden to get started. And I usually always start it about the last 2 weeks of August. Okay, sit over here in this chair and we'll put you. Got my hair. So over here and we'll put your tennis shoes on. And Nanny tied them in a knot. You know why?
Why?
So they wouldn't come untied, and then you took them off. And you took them off. You hear my water fountain?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Go swing?
Yeah, but how about you call every mom if she can come over?
Oh, I think they're really busy, Sissy. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe tomorrow. Well, she's got to start school tomorrow. Do you know that? Maybe starting school tomorrow. What you do, fall down, cut your leg?
Yeah. Like, onto the concrete, not like here. Onto,
Ooh.
Can you push me for a little bit? Next time.
Do what?
Can you push me for a little bit?
Yeah, I'll push you for a little bit. You think Nanny can push you?
You do.
The chickens are out. And they're just really risking it right now because something got my big pretty rooster one day and a hen. But we don't let them out unless we're here. And I think Danny had went fishing that night, and I don't remember. For some reason, no. I think he had come out to put the rooster up before dark, about the time that they go to roost, and something had done got him. I don't know. He could tell you that because I done forgot. But, oh, I wanted y'all to see my ugly garden. It's real life, y'all. You know, I see these videos and I think, y'all don't have weather like we do. Y'all don't have humidity and scorching sun and no rain, I guess. I don't know, because especially over there, over the pond, and there's some of the prettiest gardens over there, and in the UK, over there in Britain and Ireland, and I don't know. I could name off a lot of places, but they do get quite a bit of rain. And that's what these plants need. I don't care how good your well water is. That's not what these plants want. They do need a drink, but they want that rain to survive. And I don't know. But I've done my best. I've done my best because I could have done better. But I have been very, very busy this summer. Retirement has been good, but I'm just going to tell you, I have been as busy as I was before I retired. I think I pulled my hair out with my glasses. Okay. I don't have to be very pretty today because I'm sweating. I'm out in the garden. But yeah, this summer's been really busy. And, but that's fine. You know, I don't want idle hands, that's for sure. Things that's went wrong in the garden. Oh, we planted green beans twice. This has been the worst year on this hill for green beans. Y'all don't understand, because we've always got a good stand of green beans. But we didn't this year. So anyways, we didn't get a crop of green beans, but that's okay, because I've got plenty of green beans. I'm not complaining. Oh, Danny's potato harvest was wonderful as usual. And my sweet potatoes are looking so good, y'all. And the proof's going to be in the pudding, though, when we go digging them up. If they just made beautiful plants or if they really produced me some sweet potatoes. So, we'll see. We'll see probably about a month and a half when I go dig them up. We're still getting tomatoes, okra. This has been one of my worst years for okra. I'm getting okra, but I'm not getting as much as I was. So, anyways, I feel blessed for anything that I get. And the fact is that my freezer and my pantry is full, so everything's good. And, but I just want to show you the ugly garden and what's going on and what's producing and what's not. So y'all can leave in the comments what's still producing in your garden and what didn't do very good this year. But this is the way I feel about it. Anytime that you can come out to your garden, no matter how big it is, and you can get you like this every day, you're feeding yourself. So don't ever be disappointed. It may not be the perfect garden, but if it's giving you food, to me, that's perfect. This right here is a cherry tree, and it should have been trimmed back in the spring, and it didn't get done. So all of this fall is going to get trimmed back. But this cherry tree, and I've talked about it before, it's going on 4 years, and it's only produced maybe 2 or 3 cherries. So I really don't know. And it blooms beautiful. It has some of the prettiest pink blooms on it in the spring. And the bees will just be all over it, y'all. But I just don't have any bunch of cherries. I keep a hoping, and I may plant me another one too. Maybe a different kind. But I am getting into the food forest part of gardening, and I'm really going to research it. I'm not going to do it on a big scale, but I will do it and see how it works.
Ooh. What do they smell like? What do they smell like?
I don't know. Smell them and see.
They smell good. You gotta smell them.
Smell goody?
Yeah. I'm gonna smell the ones. Pretty. This one's nice.
Sweet potato vine. Sweet potato vine. Sweet potato vine. Cherokee purple tomatoes. Volunteer plant. Probably going to do better than anyone we planted. Sweet potato vine. I want you to look. Sweet potato vine started coming out this side of the fence row, and the deer come up here and they eat what's hanging over the fence. Look how thick the sweet potato vines are, and there are some of them's blooming too. Pretty purple blooms, but we'll see how good they do when time comes to harvest. Well, they sure put on the vines, that's for sure. I got some okra still struggling out there. Needs a good rain. And you can see on the other side of this panel, sweet potato vines are going across the garden. Danny's peppers are they just stay loaded, and they're so good. They're so mild and so good. Our pond that gives the wildlife a drink or two every day. But man, we need a lot of rain to fill that thing back up.